Welcome to Speak Abundance, the podcast that discusses how to speak more abundance in your life. Whether you're interested in health, financial security, spiritual growth, or personal growth, you'll find something just for you. Remember, this is from my perspective and the guest's perspective. This is by no means meant to replace your doctor, your financial advisor, your spiritual counsel, or your mental health care provider. This is for information purposes only and should be treated as such. Now sit back, relax as we dive into our next episode. Thank you very much for joining me today. We are going to be doing a biofield tuning, but before we do the biofield tuning, I'd like to give you a little bit of background so that you're a little familiar with what's going to happen. So biofield tuning was invented by a woman named Eileen McCusick. She created this because she was a massage therapist and she noticed the healing properties that she noticed during a massage. She was able to actually get through tuning forks. And she wanted to make sure that it was accessible to more people. So she created her own style of doing things. And she uses the science behind it as well as the metaphysical ideas around it as well. So what happens in our body is our emotions and our pain is stuck in our body. So anytime you have like an ache or a pain, there is usually an underlying emotional cause. Now, so let's say something here. And you are very frustrated and stressed out and just like things are not going the way that you want them to go, you probably have a little bit of left hip pain. If you are one to overwork, overdo, overthink, you may have right hip pain. If you are not one to talk, express your emotions, you may get some sore throats, you may get some thyroid issues. So these kinds of things help in or give us an idea as to what's going on really in your body. So in biofield tuning, what it does is it breaks up that stuck energy and brings it out of your body because it's stuck in there, and it puts it out into the biofield. So once it's in the biofield, then we move it back in. Now I know that sounds kind of strange and counterintuitive, but we're moving it back in, not so that you can feel that emotion or that pain again, but so that it can transform that pain into releasing it. So it's kind of a balance. Like you don't want to have too much of a good thing. You know, if you are eating lots and lots of lettuce, that may be great to have at certain times of your life, but other times it may cause some other digestive issues. So you don't want to do that. So whatever you want to have a balance of everything. So this is a way for you to balance your body in a way that's pleasing to most people. Now, I want to give you some words of caution. If you have a TENS machine in your body, if you have a pacemaker, if you have an insulin pump, these things may have some issues with the tuning forks, which we are using, and it acts like a magnet. So it may interfere with that. So if you're able to turn that off while you're doing this, that's probably beneficial. If you just say, no, this is not going to be for me, that's okay too. Same thing with people with epilepsy. People with epilepsy have brain is firing when it's not supposed to. Tuning forks, which act like magnets, may interfere with the electrical part in your brain. So we don't want to do that. So if you have recent strokes and things like this is probably not something that you're going to be wanting to try. If you want to try it, that is fine, but you may want to ask a doctor before you do this. I want to give you some ideas on what to do after. as well, so that when you are finished with this tuning, allow it to integrate into your body. You're probably going to want to relax a little bit. Maybe go outside, get some fresh air, maybe put your feet in the ground. Drinking lots of water, the hydration, you probably lost some electrolytes, and I know you're thinking this makes no sense, but I'm working on your energy and we're working together. And as we're moving this energy around, it depletes some of your electrolytes. So you may have some little extra salt in your food today, or a little bit of your supplements which have the magnesium, the potassium, and sodium in there. So that those are good options. And just take it easy. You don't have to do a lot today. So we're going to go ahead and start. And my suggestion to you as we're doing this is to kind of either sit down and just listen to the sounds, or lay down and listen to the sounds. When I have an individual session where I am getting a biofield tuning done to myself, I like to lay down. I put the phone on speaker, and so I just need to relax as much as I can. And that's one way to do that. All right. So we're going to take some deep breaths in and out, and we're going to go into our diaphragm. So we're doing diaphragmatic breathing. Your diaphragm is right under your rib cage there. So let's go ahead and take some deep breaths in and out. Okay. Now, I invite you to pay attention to your body the entire time while we're doing this. You may need to turn the sound down or up, depending on how loud it is for you. And I will try to be as consistent as possible. I'm going to step away from that so you can hear it a little lighter. I also invite you to breathe the entire time as we're doing this to make sure that we're flowing that oxygen through our bodies. Now on this next strike, I want you to imagine the sound going from the bottoms of your feet all the way to the top of your head and out into your biofield. Some people may call that an aura. It's all the same thing. I invite you to wiggle if it makes more sense to wiggle, sigh, move that energy however you want. All right, now on the next strike, we're imagining that sound going deep into the earth. So we're grounded, getting that grounding energy from the earth. All right, that sounds really good. That is very, very well grounded into the earth, and I can feel it. I can feel much calmer. So your body's like a battery. So we're doing that negative port on your battery. Now we're going to do the positive port. So we're going to go to the top of your head, and we're moving that energy as well. I'm feeling a little bit of tightness in my chest area, so I'd like everyone to take a deep breath in and out. If you feel led to continue doing that, go ahead. right. Feel that's almost there. There we go. All right, now we're going to imagine that sound going from the top of your head down to your feet and out into your biofield. All right, now we're going to take that sound and move it up into the sun. So we're deeply connected to the earth and to the sun from our negative port of our battery to the positive port of our battery. Okay, so normally what I would do after this would be, I'm moving up a little closer to the microphone so you can hear me better. Normally what I would do is use my pendulum to figure out where I need to work in order to release the energy that's stuck in your body. For today, I am just going to do the opening and closing. And the reason I'm doing that is so that you can integrate that sound first. And if you are interested in having a one-on-one or that kind of thing, we can work that out a little bit later. I felt this is a way to get an introduction to it without overwhelming your body too much. So I'm going to go ahead and do the closing sequence, and it's very, very simple. I'm going to take a weighted tuning fork, so you're not going to hear it. And if you are watching, you will see me doing some weird things. I'm going to go over your body in a figure 8 pattern. That's the infinity symbol. And we are infinite beings, so that's why we're doing that. So I'm doing a figure 8 pattern 3 times over your body. And then I'm taking a smaller tuning fork and I'm going over your body in a zigzag pattern over your front and over the back of your body as well. And then I will come back and talk to you in a moment. And as I said before, make sure you're drinking lots of water. Make sure that you are chilling out today, whether it's going outside, whether it's sitting in your home reading a book, drinking some little bit more tea, more water, whatever makes you feel good and makes you relaxed will help with the integration process. And if you are interested in having a one-on-one biofield tuning, I will leave the link below so that you can schedule your own personal session. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for listening to Speak Abundance. If you are interested in following me on social media, I am at Sound Abundance. I am on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And if you'd like to get in contact with me, find me at Cheryl, Cheryl, at soundabundance.com. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.